Hey there, welcome to the QB Show. My name is Stacy Kildall, and my co-hosts are Woody Adams and Dawn Brolin. We want to ask you guys to take a couple minutes to visit each one of our sponsors and check them out. They've been helping us bring the show to you for the last 4 years. We have Avalara.com, making sales tax less taxing. They will calculate and pay your sales tax liability and take care of all of your returns as well. We have tsheets.com. This is probably the #1 employee-rated time tracking application on the planet, if not the galaxy, and an amazing team of people behind it. We have Skyline Hosting by UniDataIT.com. This is where we host all of our QuickBooks software as well as our other software like Microsoft Office. So please take a minute and visit them, and I hope you enjoy our show.
Live, yes, awesome. Welcome everyone. QB Show, formerly Radio Free QuickBooks. It is 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. October 14th. I hope you're having a great night. Or if you're happening to watch this broadcast or tuning in on YouTube throughout the week, we thank you for watching/listening to the show. So we're going on almost 5 years now. Pretty cool. Myself, Woody Adams, and then we have Dawn Brolin and Stacey Kildall on. And though I am an Intuit employee, the opinion statements or views shared by me on the show might not necessarily reflect opinion statements or views of Intuit. Intuit's not affiliated with the show. And we got a packed show tonight because we have both Chris Repetto from Intuit and David Leary, which can be really exciting.
Maybe Chris. He was supposed to be.
Maybe Chris. So it might just be us. That's cool because we got some issues to go through anyway and sharing out desktop stuff. So, Stacey, how's it going there?
So it's going very well. We're 6 days away from QB Connect.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We're finishing up the QuickBooks Online certification project, which I'm just going to say almost killed everybody that was involved in it. I'm going to speak for everybody and talking about the stress levels that were happening there. It was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Lindsay Ransom, I want to give a shout out. Not that she watches the show, I don't think, or has time, but I want to give a shout out to Lindsay Ransom at Intuit, who is absolutely amazing running that project. And she has just been absolutely positively fantastic. So I want to thank her for all that she has done for that because she's done a great job. That's all I have to say. I've been doing app reviews. I found some really good apps on the Appcenter that I'm really excited about. Everybody's been asking about dashboards. I finally moved, and I don't have it, but I finally moved from a paper and pen to-do list to I found an app on my iPad that allows me to handwrite it. And then the best thing is that when I'm done, when you go write something, oh, drink, cat, when you get something done and you get done with it and you cross it off, it actually disappears off your list completely forever, and it's awesome and amazing. And just so if you're a new audience member and you're not aware, I am a crazy cat lady, and I have 4 cats, an old lady named Ethel, and then
Ethel, that's great.
Yeah, she's the brown one that you'll see.
Good name.
She's an old lady. She's 16, and then we have half-brothers, Yoda and Leftover.
Leftover. He's my favorite.
He's the gray. He's a big, fluffy gray one, and he looks really fat, but that's all fur. And then Yoda is the orange one, and then we have the newest one, my stray, and her name is Clilly. And the reason she's Clilly is because we have a recording of Eric when he was learning how to talk, where he's saying "blown, Clilly," and so we started calling her the Clilly because we didn't want to give her a name because we didn't think we were going to keep her, and so that ended up sticking. So the QB Show drinking game is when you see a cat behind me, you take a drink, and if you see more than one cat, you have to finish your cocktail. Charlie Russell is in the chat room. So for those of you who are new, if you go to our show,
right there.
You can go to theqbshow.com. It's going to redirect you, or you can go directly to radiofreeqb.com/live. That's where you can watch the show live. I'm hoping that's what you're doing. But we also have a live chat room, and Charlie is in the house, and so I'm really excited. We got to have Charlie come on and do a hangout with us sometime.
Heck yeah.
Right? Wouldn't that be super fun? So anyway, Brolin, Dawn, how are you, honey bunny?
Yeah, Dawn.
You know what? I'm great.
Taxes.
Yeah. It's mean. It's really an inhumane thing to be a tax return preparer. So, but it's wonderful. It's good. So
Tomorrow's a deadline.
it is the deadline tomorrow. That doesn't mean you hand your stuff in tomorrow. I think that's where people are confused.
Really? I'm confused. I thought that was the last moment you could do stuff for people who had blown it off till mid-October.
Right. I mean, I
Are
didn't
you
know.
done?
I got 7 to go. I'm looking at them over there. If you're on my board right now, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like you, and you are going to pay. It will pay for that. Being on the board right now, you pay. But I love them all very dearly, and we try to help people. But I think they think that October 15th is when you hand in your information to your accountant. They don't realize that the information then has to be prepared and sent to the IRS. So I think maybe there's a marketing problem or communication gap between governmental agencies and the taxpayers. But, we just work hard every day, and you know what? It's all good to me because I'll go to QB Connect next week. I'm going to Spark and Hustle this weekend. I'll see Kathy Iconis. Yeah, Kathy Iconis is going to be there. We're going to be there doing stuff, and I'm looking forward to it because I've got some clients going and some good friends that I've met through that awesome event. And then, of course, QB Connect will be, I think once I get through Monday, it'll be amazing. I got to get through Monday because there's going to, from what I understand, there's
through Monday. We'll get you through Monday.
It's a large group of people, and they're all going to be smart people, which makes it even harder. I wish it was a room full of dumb people, but it's not going to be, right? Because it's easier. But it's advanced certification, so it's going to be hardcore, and I will be on my game. And hopefully we'll help some of these people get over the hump of advanced certification, Woody. You know what I mean? Got to get advanced certified, bro.
It's a tough one. It's never going to happen for me, but I do hold out hope for all those people in your class.
Yep.
I think you're going to be able to bring them there.
They'll take the oath like everybody else, and they're going to get out of it what they want to get out of it, and I promise to give 110% of myself to that. And then I am honestly looking forward to being able to attend an event with the ability to attend an event.
Yes, so Tuesday, Wednesday will be fun for you.
Right?
Tuesday,
That's what I am so freaking excited about. So
there's people we don't get to visit with during like Scaling New Heights and stuff that we don't get to like even talk to people or hang out just with our friends.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of pumped about that part of it. And
and the other thing I want to mention too is I will be posting to social media like a crazy woman. So I will be. So make sure you check out the what's it called? The QB Show Twitter feed and the Facebook page. I'm going to try and do as much as I possibly can, like a lot of live blogging. I'm going to try and pop in. I talked to the Corecom, the PR team, this week and asked them, like, was it going to be really, because I was really worried that it would be rude for me to go in and out of sessions, and so there are certain sessions I want to sit through the whole thing, but I do want to stop into all the sessions that are happening that I can attend, that are happening while I'm not doing my panel. And so I said, is it going to be rude if I, stop in and just try and get some pictures and maybe do little Vine videos or posts? Because I want to give everybody who can't be there just a little taste of the event. So make sure that you guys are, posting or paying attention to the Twitter feed and following, hashtag QBConnect. And that's what I'll be doing. Woody and I have a situation we want to talk about before any of our guests come on. I
wanted to mention something though before we get into.
No, you go ahead and do that. You go ahead.
I'm going to share out real quick.
Okay.
And I just want to show everybody. This took me a long time. Now, there's a story here. This desktop to QBO conversion. There is a KB article that we all use. I'll bring up too. You guys are probably seeing my stuff, I'm hoping. This old KB article, which is people still give out. Intuit, we have not updated this. So, like a year ago or something like that, I just copied this part from 1099 support down. I copied into a Word doc, and then I tried to update it just for Harmony language and put that out there, and that was cool. And then realizing that with the whole new conversion that we built in from desktop to QBO, it's really outdated. This article itself is maybe 60% accurate. I would say that's on a maybe. I'm being generous there. So because we just don't have bandwidth to go and update the document and stuff, and we've been doing all this advanced cert and getting ready for Connect, and I'm helping Joe teach the conversion class on Tuesday afternoon. I just wanted to test it, and I asked and talked with a product manager in the Beanstalk or the desktop to QBO conversion. Beanstalk's an internal term. And she's like, yeah, go for it. So I went through my Google Doc and tested it all between yesterday and today. I did about 9 new different QBO realms. I spent hours pouring through it and making sure that everything is correct in this doc. So now you guys have a doc that, again, I did not create the doc from scratch. I want to get that out there. I'm pretty humble with my efforts that I do to help out consultants and job aids and things like that. I just copy-pasted it, but then I went through and made sure it still existed or changed some language around, etc. So it is now as close to 100%. I'm never going to guarantee that. I'm going to say it's 99% accurate always. And it's a Google Doc, so I can update it. Now, my goal is that the team that writes KBs will just roll my stuff up into that KB. And that's what I'm hoping will happen. But till then, and this has been sanctioned, you can actually use this document. We'll put it out on our QB Show Facebook page. I tweeted it earlier today. And it's pretty simple. I mean, it's very utilitarian, like most of my stuff. And you can just go through, and if you want to know how accounts go over or inactive elements, or does the tax ID go over now on the vendor record to 1099? Yes, it does. When the old document says it does not. The old document says there's no estimates in QBO. So use this instead if you are consulting and you're doing a conversion from desktop and QBO and you want to know like details about how the things go over and how they show up over there. Because there are some strange stuff, you know? So the link's really long to share, but we'll put it out on the Facebook and make sure you guys have it. We'll put it on our tips page at radiofreeqb.com. Or what is the new URL? I can still get there, but Stacey, is there a new URL?
TheQBshow.com, and so what I'll do is I will put it in the tips. If you do me a favor and send me the link again.
Yeah, sure.
So I will create it. I will make it a PDF file, and I will upload it, and everybody will have some KB, some homemade KB goodness.
Homemade KB, that's a good one.
Yeah, baby.
Homemade KB. At least until that becomes the old KB, which they should, because that's a KB that Sport gives out, everybody knows it, or whatever. So I want that to be home base eventually. So this will just be in the interim until they roll it up in. But I have no ETA on that.
Right on. Dig it.
Fair enough.
So I know he's got a gig. He's jamming with his band tonight.
Nice.
Oh.
He's doing us a favor by coming on and talking. We want to chit chat about. He wants to talk. Just last event before the thing. So we want to welcome Chris Repetto, who's one of our favorite guests to have on, and he's got his glasses on. He looks very studious, very very professor-like. I will.
Not very rock and roll.
No.
The show.
You've got your Intuit Blue on, and I thought maybe you'd have your guitar in hand, all ready to go, but I guess not. So there's a cat. Everybody drink. So what's up, Chris?
What is up? Intuit is 6.5 days out from QuickBooks Connect.
Oh.
We're in the home stretch. We've got we just crossed, how many do we have now? About 3,500 attendees will be there by Sunday. We've got about 1,000 accountants all signed up and ready to go. We've signed up about 200 in the last 2 days alone, so we're seeing a lot of last-minute excitement about the show, and we're thrilled. We can't wait. We've got Magic Johnson. We've got everybody ready to go. We just announced Train was going to be the musical act on Wednesday night at the big party. So it's just awesome. You all got to go.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
But we're going to be there. I can't wait. I'm very excited. So I have a question about specifically, you and I talked the other day, if you could elaborate just a little bit.
Sure.
You guys have a special offering for accounting students.
Yeah, we did a local outreach to Bay Area, San Francisco, San Jose area students originally, and said, hey, if you're an accounting student, you want to go to QuickBooks Connect, you can go for free. And we got some really good feedback from the accounting professors and the heads of the departments, because one actually said, you know, this is a must-attend event if you want to get into the accounting profession, just based on who the speakers are and what you can learn about, not just QuickBooks, but about how to start a practice as an entrepreneur, how to start and get what equipment do you need, what tools do you need, how do you hire your first employee, how do you work and get new prospects and work better with clients. So just a soup to nuts tutorial on not only how to start a business, how to join a business, how to use the best tools that are out there, but also networking with small businesses and developers. So we agreed, and so we made it a national offer that if there was an accounting student out there that wanted to go to the event, we would let them go for free. And if you want to get the information about how to do it, just send an email. If you're an accounting student or know an accounting student, send an email to Shauna Marr at Intuit, and her name is, it's spelled SHAUNA _ MAH, I think it's AR, hold on. I don't want to misspell it and screw it up.
Yeah, Shauna's cool.
MAHER at Intuit.com. I know Stacy will put that up on the site or something. So Shauna, SHAUNA _ MAHER at Intuit.com, and she will give you all the information you need to register for free.
Wow, that is awesome.
That's very, very cool.
And then we also talked about the fact about the special pricing for anybody who's QBO certified. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, if you're if you're going to get QBO certified between now and the show, once you pass the certification, you'll get a little, you'll get an email or a notification that says, hey, congratulations, you can now go to QuickBooks Connect for $49, which is less than the price of a ticket to go see Train. So, I mean,
Right.
what a bargain, right?
Right. Yeah.
And if you are already certified, you should have received an email from Intuit that gave you the code and gave you the information to go for $49. And if you are already certified or get certified and you had already bought a ticket to QuickBooks Connect for a higher price, we will automatically make the adjustment for you. In fact, we made the adjustment for about 200 folks already, and sent them an email and said, hey, you've been adjusted. You're now only paying $49, and the money will be in your account in a couple of days. So
Wow.
we got some great feedback from folks on that they were unexpectedly delighted with that, and we were happy to do that.
That is pretty cool. So what out there? I know I had a list that you gave me yesterday of all the stuff you wanted to talk about, and I already forgot. The Q. Well, I left it upstairs. I didn't forget.
Okay.
But the other thing I wanted to make sure everybody knew is tonight is Chris and I have been doing Q&As every Tuesday night immediately following this show. So Tuesdays, 8:30 to 9 p.m. on LinkedIn. So if you go to LinkedIn and you just search for QB Connect, you can join the group. There's also links we post on Twitter links to the Q&A thread. When you go to the Q&A thread, if you have any questions about the event, you can ask them there. I don't usually answer too many because I don't really know. What I usually do is just kind of curate a lot of the questions that I see other places and then post them for Chris to answer because usually they're questions that I see more than one place. And then all you have to do is just keep refreshing the page to keep it updated because it doesn't automatically refresh. So that's immediately following, and tonight is our last one. We are going to try and do a live show next week with Chris and Matt Rissell from T-Sheets while we're at the event. So right now we're looking to find a location, and hopefully we can get that. So we may or may not be on to have a live show next week. So we'll let you know
We'll find a spot.
if that happens. Yeah, I think we'll find something. We'll do something. We might all just pile into a hammock. Is my thinking.
That's
is that
it.
we can? Yep, we can do that.
That'll work.
And I know what else is Friday. You mentioned you wanted to talk about Friday. You'll be on Seth David's Hangout Friday morning. I know you had mentioned that. Do you want to give a little bit of information about that too while you're here?
Sure. Yeah. So Friday, I was talking to Seth yesterday, and I caught wind of the hangout that they did last Friday on my birthday, on the 10th of all days, and most of the discussion was about an erroneous blog article that talked about, it was from our earnings announcement where Brad Smith, our CEO, talked about how what our focus was of moving to the cloud and how much better and how awesome QBO was getting. And the reporter, if you want to call him that, kind of took that advancements in QBO and how it was making accounting invisible for the small business, making it really easy, and said, oh, well, Intuit is basically telling people to fire their accountant, which makes no sense if you know the company or if you've been following what we've been doing for accountants. And but Seth and his group spent a good portion of their hangout on Friday discussing the merits of this claim and that they were surprised by it, and they were shocked that Intuit does one thing and does all these great things for accountants, but then they're doing this other thing that apparently Brad said. At this point, because of the viral nature of the web, it got to the point where people thought Brad actually was quoted saying, you can fire your accountant, which is so not close to the truth.
It's absolutely the most ridiculous. And Seth David did a follow-up article, and he said it very succinctly, that's ridiculous. It's absolutely the most ridiculous, and I can tell you what, if Dawn finds the person who is smack-talking and putting words in Brad Smith's mouth, man, they better run. They better run and hide.
But it was really interesting to see in just a couple of hours. Oh, go ahead, Don.
John.
No. You can't. I have to chime in somewhere where I find it really appropriate, and that would be at this moment. I guess my take on that was certainly it was a big mistake, and I know for a fact Brad Smith would never say that because he's my buddy, and I know he wouldn't because that would just be outrageous.
Right.
But don't worry, I have been obtaining clients who have accountants and are still jacked up. So there's that side of the coin. So we got, we can go either way with it.
Yeah. So I mean, so Seth was great. Seth called us up and said, what is this about? And we kind of, it was fun. It was a good study to see how a quote taken out of context, and then a reporter who doesn't, I wouldn't even call him a reporter, but someone who doesn't really do their investigations or know anything about the company they're writing about can make an assumption, and then that gets tweeted out, and then somebody else writes something, and the next thing you know, it's Intuit has an ad campaign, and their CEO is saying you should fire your accountant. It was like, we're so ridiculous.
Absolutely.
But I was glad that Seth called me, and we talked about it, and he knows the company really well, and he wrote a great follow-up, and he also recorded a video, and I'm going to be a guest on this Friday show to talk about it with his group and just set the record straight, so to speak, because as I told him in my email, I said, well, it was 1:30 in the morning when I was typing it, and I said, I'll keep this short because it's 1:30 in the morning, and we're a week out from the biggest show that Intuit's ever done, focused on helping accountants connect with small businesses, save time, grow their practice, and we're going to make the biggest product announcement and services announcement to help accountants in the history of the company. So let me just address that we're telling people to fire their accountant. I said, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
So,
ridiculous.
and he said, yeah, that kind of does seem like to not make any sense at all. So, so we're excited, and like I said, I was glad that Seth gave me a call, and we were able to nip it in the bud and correct the misinformation that was out there. So
That was great. Yeah, good dude.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Nice job, though.
Yeah. So just a couple things about the show. So like I said, a couple days left. Go to QuickBooksConnect.com. The app, the mobile app, if you've already registered, will be available on Thursday, I think is the latest I heard.
Nice.
Some people have already found it. It's out in beta, and some people have found it and downloaded it, but we're fixing some bugs, so if you download it and it doesn't quite work. Those will be fixed by Thursday when we officially launch it. You've been able to go up and make your schedule. I know that you guys have already made your schedule, which is great because we already know that we sold out the room that we were going to have the QBO Advanced training in.
Oh.
Because the room fit about 300 people, and we already got that many, so we moved it to a new room that fits about 1,000. So we'll be in good shape. But it's great to get that feedback right away and see all the interest in folks wanting to get this advanced certification.
Yeah.
That's for QBO, or what are you talking about?
That's the new QBO Advanced Certification Prep that Michelle Long is running.
I'm going like this right now. Because I thought you were going
right.
to say that I was going to have 1,000 people in my advanced certification, and I almost threw up. Almost threw up.
You've got 2,000 done.
Yeah. Well, you know, hopefully my plane doesn't get, you know, any issues. You know what I mean?
I'm hoping for 1,000 for the conversion class with Joe and I.
That would be awesome. You know what? I'm doing a panel, and panels are usually the most attended things, right?
Nice.
So I'm hoping for at least. I'm hoping nobody else goes to any other session, and they all end up in the panel discussion. Even though I know that that's probably not the case. I'm hoping to get like 25 or 30 in my panel. I'll be happy with that.
Stacey, you're going to be blogging and tweeting and Instagramming and.
Yes, that's what
and
you and I were
everything else,
talking
right?
about yesterday. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to seem rude as I pop in and out of the sessions, so I can get, you know, pictures and Vine videos and pick up quotes to put on the social media. The Twitters, I want to post things to the interwebs as much as I can, so I really want to make sure that I get a really good picture, I give a good picture of the event to everybody who can't make it.
Who's that? She's so cute.
Hey, Chris, I have a question.
Class. She's going to sit in the front so she can make me feel better.
I have a question for Chris. When you're not training and you're part of the Intuit staff going, I know there's not like a booth per se, but is there a place that Intuit people go to help out? I mean, I know there's a tech bar, and do you know the layout, how that works?
There is going to be a tech bar for folks to get, for attendees to go and ask questions about QuickBooks or anything else, really. We'll have very, very knowledgeable folks who are there to help out folks. You know, think of like the Apple Genius Bar, except you can just walk up without an appointment. So that's an option. QuickBooks will have a booth on Main Street.
Nice.
So there will be a booth where you can go see the QuickBooks products, any of the products in the ecosystem. We'll have somebody there showing the accountant products. So that would be a place for you to hang out as well.
All right. Sounds good.
Right on.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
That's going to be awesome.
Yep. Yep. Should be exciting.
All right. Anything else you would like to speak about or to before you head off to jam?
Gotta
Yeah,
go,
let's start
Jay.
at the gig. That sounds fun.
I gotta take the glasses off and go take the collared shirt off, put on the black T-shirt, and get ready to play some.
Nice.
Nice.
Awesome.
No, I think just first of all, thanks to all the help that you guys give and the way that you help promote the show. Couldn't have done it without you, so we appreciate all your support as always, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week.
Hey, make sure you post some Facebook pics of the gig.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go to. We got a bunch of YouTube and a Facebook. It's Indestructible Dog Bingo. Check it out.
Indestructible Dog Bingo. You know what? You should post a link on the LinkedIn thread tonight to your YouTube page.
I should. Caroline Donnie, who's our
name of
CMO.
that? What's the name signify?
You got 2 minutes? I'll tell you the story.
Yeah, I do.
Bring it.
So about a year ago, I was sitting in my backyard with some friends of mine who were in another band with me, and it was about 2 in the morning, and we were sitting around the fire pit, and we had been out for a long time, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And we're having a very good time by the fire pit, and my wife was yelling out the window to be quiet and come inside, and it was too late, and we were like, yeah, 5 more minutes, and the music was playing and everything. She eventually just went to bed and started just texting me, come inside, it's too loud. And I guess at some point I had like sat on my phone and hit like the microphone that like would talk to text kind of thing. And the microphone, my iPhone, like recorded a conversation with me and the other guys. And I looked at the phone and it said, it was a reply to her text to say, shut up and come inside. And all it said was the capital letter N, and in the box was indestructible dog bingo.
What does that even mean?
And I looked at it, and I'm like, did anybody say this? And they were like, no. So my friend looked at it, and he goes, oh, yeah, we're going to send that to her. And he hit send, and the reply was like, oh, God, just get inside now before you embarrass yourself. So we all looked at each other and said, well, the gods have spoken. They've heard our gibberish, our drunken gibberish, and they've delivered us the perfect band name for the next band that we are ever in. Was Indestructible Dog Bingo. So
That's great.
Nice.
it was sent from the guys. We couldn't pass it up. So we got together with some guys, started a band, and they said, do we have a name? And we all said, yes, we do.
Cool.
So that's
Very
the story.
cool.
Awesome.
Although it's shortened to IDB for short.
Dig
That's
it.
that's good too. Yeah.
So the cool kids call it. Is that what the cool kids call it? IDB.
The real
Hey, I'm
fans,
going
the
to
real
check out
fans.
IDB.
Yes, the real fans call it IDB.
Right on.
Exactly. So we're hopefully we'll open up for Train. Trying to make
Yes.
that happen.
That would be kind of awesome.
That would be cool. Why not?
Right on.
I've worked hard enough on this show. I should get an opening gig.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll get right up there and sing.
Get your daughter.
I'll
Get
bring
Emily
out,
up there.
sing it out.
Let's go. I know some show tunes. Let's rock this thing out.
That's awesome.
I know some.
Bring
Woody.
something when you're in the city.
And Woody, I've seen your handiwork on YouTube. You can pick.
I like picking. It's
My
fun.
favorite one is the one you shot through the leaves. Where it was
With
like
Isaac.
the camera was in the woods and your kid was there and you were sitting on the steps. That was awesome.
Yeah, I like that one. Good one.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, I mean, that sounds great. You got fun. It should be a blast, you know. Gosh, very cool.
All right. Well, thanks all. We'll see you all next week. I think your other guest is here.
I will see you
Have
in
fun.
like a half hour on. Well, I won't see you, but I'll be LinkedIning with you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Peace out,
Right.
brother.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Chris.
Good night, Christopher.
Bye.
All right, sweet. That was cool to have. I don't know if Dave Leary's coming. He'll be here eventually.
I just
'cause
texted
I have
him.
a question to ask him.
Yeah.
But I have
just
some.
texted him.
Oh, did you want to do your thing? Your price level workaround for QBO?
Yes, I do want to discuss that. So I just texted Leary to make sure he was coming on. So we'll see. I texted him. So we'll see. So I saw like Seth David has a Facebook group that's pretty active. It's called the Accountant Bookkeeper Business Owner Group, the ABO group on Facebook, and that's his hangout that he does every Friday morning. And somebody had posted a question about, hey, I have a client who has inventory in QBO and needs price levels. Is there a way to do it? Workarounds are okay. And so
Nice.
Stacy Byrne posted, no, there's no way to do it. And I posted, no, it doesn't do it in and of itself. And I answered this as I was like getting into my car. Like I saw it come up on my phone, and I was getting in my car to leave to go get the kids, and so I posted that. And I said, you could try, SOS Inventory or Lettuce or Exact Online or one of the inventory add-ons in order to do the price levels. And then as I do, because this is what a nerd I am, I'm driving, and I was thinking, well, I wonder if there was a way that you could use sub-items, because I know I use sub-items with non-inventory products and services in QBO to do price levels. And I was thinking, I wonder if there's a way that you can do it, and you can. And so the way that you do it, it's pretty inelegant, but it can be done. So you can actually you would set up a parent item, which would be like the main item at the standard rate, and then each price level is going to have to be a sub-item. The sub-items are going to have to also be inventory items, but you're going to have a quantity. They're always going to carry a running quantity on hand of 0. So when you enter them in, QuickBooks Online is going to make you enter quantity on hand when you put them in. So put 0. And so then anytime you need to sell at that price level, and so it's going to have the same cost as the parent item. So if it's, you buy it for $5, put in $5 for the sub item as well. But then instead of, if your standard sales price is $10, you would put in whatever the price level was. So we'll say, you buy it for $5 and a standard price is $10, and then the first price level is going to be, say, $8 of sale price. So you would put in $8 as the sale price for that sub item, that price level. Again, original quantity on hand of 0. So then when you want to sell at that price level, what you need to do is you need to go in and edit, and you don't do inventory adjustments in QBO. You have to go to the actual product and service list and edit the item, and it will do a journal entry on the back end for you to edit your inventory asset. So let's say you have 100 on hand and you're going to sell 4. You would do adjust the quantity on hand from 100 to 96 for the parent item, and then you're going to go adjust the quantity on hand for the parent item to however many you're going to sell, and then go sell it, and then bring it back down to 0. And so that's kind of the way. That's kind of really the only way to do it without an add-on. So it's not the greatest solution, but it can be done. It's a workable.
I have
solution.
a question. If I do it now, can you talk over me, or will it take away from my view?
I can probably talk over you if you would
All right.
like.
So here, let me first get into QBO, because the sub item can have its own quantity. So I'm wondering why do we have to edit the parent? And I had to go get a battery. My laptop died, so I probably missed the key part of your workaround.
I can probably do it. I have one set up. I can probably just log in and show it. It's not that big a deal. Like I tested.
That's fine.
So
yeah, if you tested it, show it. If not, I will. You can talk over it.
yeah, let me log in. Hold on one second while we're waiting for.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where Leary is.
And then actually it's good. Dave will be around. He's a Buffalo Bills fan, so I mean either way he'll be here, I'm sure. But
I don't know what that means. I mean I know that that's football, but I don't know what that means in relation to our show.
It's an insight. Sorry, it's maybe Donald. We'll get that one.
Wait, I heard that. Buffalo Bills fan, we can't help everybody. You know what I mean, Woody? Good choice, Buffalo.
They can go to the show. They just might not win it. You know what I mean? They can go.
You won't be going to any show except.
They can go 4 times in a row even, and they might still not win it. So yeah. No, I'm kidding. Poor Dave. I mean, I actually.
He's not even here.
I know, but I actually am a Bills fan, but not as much as the Pats. I'm a Browns, Bills, and Patriots fan, but Patriots, of course, #1.
Yeah.
But I feel for Bills fans, but I just thought it was a funny little quip and unfair, of course, because I was being a jackass. But Don would understand what I was saying.
Can you guys see my screen?
It's black.
Yeah.
But I see the mouse.
I'm not
Weird.
sure what's going on, so let me stop that.
Yeah.
And let me start that again. How about that?
That's strange. Was it showing black when I was doing it too?
No, it was showing the right thing.
You never know with this hangout business. I know.
Let's try it again.
But I did have one question that should give Dawn some little tangent away from her tax mind, if we have a second.
Okay, now can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So earlier today, while Woody and I was kind of thinking about this. I had texted Woody. So I go to my products and services, and I created new parent item, okay? And I originally put in that I had 100 of them or whatever it was. I can't remember. Or I put in 100 and then I sold one. So here's my new parent item. If you look, it's just a standard setup, quantity on hand. Yep, I track quantity on hand, cost of goods. I put in my cost is $4. That my standard price is $10. My sale price. So just standard. Then I put in my price level as a sub item in here, and again you can see it's a sub product or service or a sub item of it. Same cost, everything, except now my price here is $9 instead of $10. So, and then I'm going to do my little trick here so we can leave that open. And I'm going to do a couple things here. I'm going to open a couple tabs. And I want to show you a balance sheet. And if we go and look at my inventory asset, I'll show you. You can see here for today, here's my opening balance. So I entered, you can see the transaction, the journal entry that was created, inventory adjustment for when I created the parent item, and then I created the price level item. And then what I did was I sold, I did it backwards. I actually created the invoice first because I wanted to see what would happen. So there's the me selling it. So these are all of the, or this is the actual invoice right there. And then these are the quantity adjustments. So the accounting for it is correct on the back end as far as the cost of goods. So now if I were to go over here and I've got that new parent item and I've got 99, so let's say I'm going to go sell maybe 10 of them, so I want to update that, and I'm going to say I now have 89 here, and now I'm going to go in here and edit this, and I'm going to update this and put 10 on hand. So basically I'm just kind of almost transferring
you're like making quantity adjustments between items.
And you can see there it basically washes it out on the balance sheet there. And so now I can go in here and I can create and sell it. And I can choose whatever customer. So I'm going to do my price level 1, and I'm going to go in, and you can see my rate comes up that I set. I'm going to do my 10. I'm going to save. It's saved. If I go in and I refresh this, there's my my invoice right there.
All right.
So you can see it's all, and then if I go in here and I refresh my products and services and scroll down to my parent item, you can see I have 0, and all my quantity on hand and my cost of goods and everything is all correct. So not the greatest solution. It's not the most elegant option, but you know, it's workable.
And they were happy with that? I mean, if you had a bunch of price levels, you just have to know which one you're adding to and selling from.
Yeah, exactly. You just have to know. And my recommendation is to make the quantity on hand adjustments first before you go in and make the invoice.
Okay.
But you know what? If you don't, then what's going to happen is this is just going to show as a negative, and so then you would know that you need to go in and adjust that quantity.
Right.
So, which is what I did first when I first tried this. And so when I posted that solution, she seemed perfectly happy, and she was, you know, ridiculously excited about it. She's like, "Hey, thanks, that's great." So it worked. So yay.
That's
Any
cool.
thoughts, Dawn? Thoughts on that? Comments?
You don't want to know what I think. You don't want to know, so don't ask.
Well, that's probably because it's hard to you can't track the current availability, so and you have to make sure you're choosing the right item, and I can see where someone might do the wrong price level, and then you gotta edit it back, and I get it. It is nice to have an adjustment window, but if that worked for them, that's cool, and I can see, you know.
I just want to say one thing that has nothing to do with, sorry, Stacy.
Okay.
It's a new topic.
Apologize.
It's a new topic. It's a topic about class tracking and rental properties. And so if you are tracking rental properties, and that's, you know, you're doing the bookkeeping and tracking them, let's make sure that we're actually class tracking, especially if you're going to give the data file the night before the returns due, which I know I'm complaining a little bit. but it's not really complaining. It's just a little bit of frustration, only because, you know, for us at Powerful Accounting, Team Powerful Accounting, and I can't say enough about my team, but you know what? You got to do your bookkeeping right. That's what I'm going to say. Because I've been waiting for a QuickBooks file. I'm not going to lie. While Stacy was doing the demo, I was not paying attention. I'm going to be totally honest. Okay? You're muted, which is perfect.
No, I was going to say, when you talk about nonprofits, I usually check out. I'm going to full disclosure.
And it's all good. Everybody has their thing. But I got to just say that, number one, I do love the desktop. I will never stop loving the desktop. The desktop rules. And I think someone put, if it was somebody put in the chat that they go QBO and they love it. And don't get mad at me because I love the desktop, because you know what? It's like this, Woody. See, here's the thing. In America, you can only be married to one person at a time. Like, I get that you can still, you know, enjoy the company of another person, but you know, you're committed to one thing. For me,
I don't think we should encourage that behavior.
Not abuse or the opinions of Intuit. I don't know where that actually really didn't make much sense, but I'm just kidding. But I do love the desktop. I'm not going to lie about that ever. Woody is going to leave the show forever.
No, I'm on.
Rolling, you're in it. You're in it 100%, Woody. But
we're just trying to do a show about QuickBooks.
We're just trying to do a show about QuickBooks.
Hey, man.
Just are. But I'm going to tell you what. I'm just trying to do.
You got to ask yourself.
You got to ask, are you
on the right road?
I mean, are you on the right track here?
Are you on the right track here?
But I got to tell you,
I was in the desktop today.
We all
want to remind bookkeepers that are out there, accountants, CPAs, enrolled agents, all of us in this profession, take pride in your friggin' QuickBooks file. Can I just say that, honestly? Yeah. Because you know what? I know for myself, I don't do all the tax returns for my clients. I don't.
Wait. Leary decided to join us.
I am not done. Leary can wait for me.
Leary's going to have to
talk.
Dawn, resolve your thing.
Yeah, and then before Leary, Dawn, you finish, and then before Leary talks, I'm gonna tell about our text.
Put your hands under your ass and just sit there and be quiet. Not you, David. Come on.
Wow.
So I'm just saying that you have to take pride in your QuickBooks files. Can you please just do, Leary, that's our next big thing. Take pride in your QBO file. I don't care if it's QBO. I don't care if it's desktop. I don't care. But please take pride in it. When you send it over to somebody to do a tax return, you either look great or you look like an idiot. There's no, you can look okay, but that's typically not the normal. You either don't know what you're doing or you know what you're doing. And I can tell you right now that it's just disappointing for me when I get QuickBooks files that from someone who thinks they know what they're doing and they don't, and it's angering. So I'm just saying, take pride. No matter how you are doing it, take pride.
But some people take pride and they think they know what they're doing and they don't. So
I can't even, gap is not a 4-letter word. I love that. Wendy Bloomberg, that was awesome.
So I just want to tell everybody really quickly, I emailed Leary earlier and I'm like, it's going to be 8, we'd like you to come on about 8 o'clock, 8 to 8:30. We just need you for maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes to talk about Hackathon, Eastern time. I emailed the link to the Hangout a while ago, and so I text Leary. This is why I love Leary. So I texted him, like, hey, you coming on the show? And he was like, now? Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, 15 minutes ago actually would have been awesome. So I'm sure.
I thought I was at the bottom of the hour. I went and I got my shirt on and everything.
I'm sure.
That's good.
And he did assure me the other day that he would have his shirt on, because apparently normally when he Skypes, he is in various states of undress, but for Google Hangouts, he's always fully clothed. So, David Leary, welcome to the QB Show.
Wow.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, tell us kind of what you do and what you've been up to lately. And I think you just got voted. You got a big award, right?
Recently. Before we jump in, just because I do a Hangout every Friday, so this is like a Hangout on the air. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
So there's millions of people watching.
I wouldn't.
iPhone,
Yeah,
like-
millions.
There's at least 2 million.
Okay, I just
Millions.
20 or a million, something like that.
20 million? Jeez, all right. Now I'm sweating and nervous. Okay, so, yeah, we are doing a hackathon at QuickBooks Connect. All three of you are going, right?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to the hackathon. I will be there at QB Connect, though.
When is the hackathon? It start Monday?
Monday morning, bright and early, 9 a.m.
I will be there for that. I get in the afternoon.
I get
But
in
just-
around right now. As it is right now, my plane lands, I believe, at 10:30 or 11 o'clock on Monday. That may change.
But what is the hackathon? Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, so the hackathon, we're going to have about 200 developers sitting there
Wow.
trying to build more small business apps for apps.com that connect to QuickBooks Online.
While they're there, they're going to build them?
While they're there, they're going to build apps. Some people will be adding on to their existing app, modifying an app. We're going to have Best in Show prize after they get judged at $55,000. And then we have three
55K. That is sweet.
we have three other prizes that are $15,000. One's going to be for an existing integration that's has been improved or changed that integrates with QuickBooks Online. So if you already have a product on the market, like Woody's Shoe Sales app, if that's already in the market and you integrate with QuickBooks, that'll be judged differently in its own category versus if Stacey has a brand new app nobody's ever seen before, it's not released on market. So she'll be in a category to compete with people that have brand new apps. And then we actually have a new API we're going to announce to the developers that show up Monday morning, and they can build on that, and that'll have its own category also. So it'll be a new
Nice, man. That is really exciting. I didn't know they're actually building apps that integrate to QBO during that time frame. That's pretty exciting.
Yes, that's the plan. Maybe there'll just be a lot of ping pong and goofing around, and maybe nothing gets done, but somebody's going to walk away with big, huge checks on Wednesday morning.
Well, I have a question, and the QB Show wanted to congratulate you for being a 40 under 40 award winner.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
I just barely made it.
I
Really
did
impressive.
too. You and I both, buddy. My birthday was like 2 weeks before yours.
That's impressive. And Dave, are there any you would know because you're really, and I'm seeing on Twitter and all over the industry, kind of the go-to guy for what apps might be coming for QBO and kind of getting in the pipeline and keeping track on that, which is great because your payroll app, the View My Paycheck, is still probably the most popular still out there for an app. So I think that I get it why you're kind of overruling or seeing all this stuff, but reporting apps, particularly like rolling up, like let's say I got 600 companies and they all give me a trial balance. How do I roll that up into one like umbrella entity kind of report trial balance without doing class tracking because they're all different subscriptions? So is there any reporting third parties that are looking to roll up reports into one kind of thing?
Yeah, QVinci, that's out there right now.
What's it called?
QVinci.
Oh,
QVinci.
QVinci. So they do that.
Nice.
They do that now, but do they do it with QBO or desktop?
QBO.
Oh, nice. That's great.
I didn't know they did that. I gotta do the I have to do the app review.
They work with desktop as well, FYI.
Yeah, they do work with desktop. I remember them. All right, so QVinci. Gotcha. Very cool. And is that just a KPI, or can I actually roll stuff up into a national trial balance report?
In theory, it's kind of geared towards franchises.
Okay.
So in theory, if you have 10 franchises over the country, you'd roll all those QBO files up into one consolidated report. But I don't know that deep on where it ends and starts.
That's fine.
Woody, I will let you know. I'm actually supposed to do the the official app review for Amy Ball. That's on my list. I have like 12. I have 6 more that I have to do for her, so I will let you know.
Right on. Thanks for that. So hackathon, and so $55,000 to the winner. What other things are going on in your world with, not besides QB Connect, but just how hungry? I mean, it seems like there was 40. Now there's 96. I mean, how many apps?
I think we just broke 124, 125 today.
Wow.
It's like I think we pushed 4 live on Friday. Like basically in the 10 days up to QB Connect, like so when day 10 was that like a couple days ago, I think we were basically trying to push 25 in 10 days. So things are a little crazy. A lot of 3 a.m. emails with developers.
Nice.
We're going to get there. There's a lot coming through the pipe. If somebody wanted to make it, we're pretty much trying to get them there through the finish.
Nice.
I think it's 124 now. If you go to apps.com and then go to all apps and then look at for QuickBooks Online, I think we broke 124.
Yeah,
124.
there's a lot. And there's, you know what, the one of the things,
Still there?
Woody's taking pictures or something.
I know. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Sorry, I hit capture by accident. Did that affect you?
That's okay. No, that's okay. Little technical difficulties, no problem. I didn't know what was happening. One of the things too that I've been like the last week is the list of apps that I've been reviewing are a lot of dashboard apps. So what's really cool is for the last couple years, people have been saying, I need dashboards, I need dashboards, I need dashboards. We want all these different metrics that we can't get out of QuickBooks in and of itself. And so now there's all these really great dashboard and kind of reporting apps and forecasting apps. Like there's Bodhi Tree, which has been around for kind of a while, but there's StratPad, and now there's QVinci. There is what else? There's Fathom, which is a really nice app too. And what I really like about a lot of them is you can add multiple QBO files, right? I mean, you've seen a lot of these apps, and so I think there are a lot of great reporting apps in the Appcenter right now for accounting professionals. A lot of times, you know, we tell our clients about these reports and we try to set them up, but they are not really going to set them up or look at them. And I think these are really great tools, and they're really nice for like value added services or extra services that we can offer our clients. Because we can take the reports and not just give them the reports and say, here you go, but we can actually do stuff with them. I know Bodhi Tree will actually offer strategy on how to help fix stuff, right? And then some of the other reports that are available, they give you the raw data, and then you, as the trusted advisor, can kind of do the strategy and make the recommendations. So are you seeing more of those coming into the App Center?
I think there's a lot more coming that are more accountant focused a little bit. Like, for example, there's one you hook up all your clients' files to it, right? All your QBO out there, and then you have one dashboard, and it'll almost red light, green light, yellow light. Like, hey, if that client's green, you don't really have to do anything. But if that client does something wrong, or there's something going out of whack, you can't, their accounts payable balance is growing a little bit faster than you want. It'll flag it red, and then you know to call that client that week. So it helps you prioritize what clients you should reach out to. So think having a dashboard of all your clients' data files all in one spot, and it's prompting you who to go and reach out to. You're not just reaching out to a client that everything's A-OK with for no reason. So you're seeing kind of that. I think the next big wave you're going to see is I think we're pushing about 10 field service apps of some type. Yeah. So you're going to you'll be able to have the right field service app for the right client. You're going to have and probably about 10 of those are going live this month.
So we have a lot of holes that have been. Go ahead, Stace.
Well, I was going to say I just had a client who we just put on QBO at the beginning of the year, and he's got to go. We're actually in the process of converting him back to desktop because he needs the actual Intuit he needs the field service management, and it doesn't work with QBO.
With QBO, I thought.
It doesn't work with QBO, and I was told that it did, or he was told that it did, and it doesn't. Yeah. Which is why he went to QBO, and he signed up for it, and so now he's just like, you know what, forget it. He's just done with it, and so he's just like, never mind. And I can't remember the last time I converted a client from QBO to desktop. It's been years, and so now we've got to convert him back to desktop, and because he doesn't want to wait around for field service management to integrate with QBO, and he's certainly not going to wait to see, because Jobber just isn't going to work for him, even though that's pretty good.
What about these others that Dave's talking about? Are they full field service management, Dave?
Yeah, they're wide range. I mean,
he's not going to wait. Yeah. He's just done. Like
all right.
Yeah, he's at this point.
Sorry. Yeah, that's tough.
He's like the opposite of Woody.
I would try if I knew. I wish I had known like 2 weeks ago, because I could have sort of staved it off and said, hey, if you could just hang on, maybe until November, there'll be some other apps and there'll be some other options, but at this point, he's like committed. He's going back.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so Dave, this is exciting. And what other things do you have? And by the way, thanks for that, QVinci. I worked for them in 2010 with Jim Buffington. They were working on the franchise app, and we were going to have it as an Intuit offering. So I'm glad that they still went for it. They called it like Mona Lisa or whatever. At the time, it was only with desktop. So to have them hooking up with the QB, I get a lot of questions about rolling up reports. That's a huge hole. So it sounds like we have point of sale licked because you got Vend and a few others that you brought on.
I think point of sale's coming out any day now. They should go live. So there's going to be a couple choices for point of sales. Yep.
Nice. So you got point of sale, rolling up reports. And field service coming. What are the other holes that you always get asked and that are coming?
I mean, we definitely have obviously different inventory stuff. There's already a couple manufacturing inventories. There's inventory players coming. You have some of the EDI guys are finally getting their cloud products out there. So like all the EDI players are used to seeing at all the big shows, right? Sigourney Heights and Sleater, all those guys. True Commerce, I think, is really close. It's E2B Tech, right? I think they're really close.
Yeah. So True Commerce? True Commerce by High Jump? They're going to...
Very close. Nice. Yeah, so everybody's getting very close to finishing their integration. So the EDI guys are going to be on there now.
Wow.
When I Work is coming, so that's like employee scheduling, so we have a lot of time tracking apps, but we don't have any. If you're like a restaurant or a retail location, you have a lot of employee scheduling stuff to do. So When I Work's coming out, and so you can do employee scheduling, and the employees can clock in and out on their phone and trade their shifts with each other, and you optimize your schedule and your coverage when your store's open, your restaurant's open. So we have employee scheduling coming out now for restaurant type businesses. I mean, you name it, the specialization, you're probably going to see an app for it.
Cool.
Like, I mean, I've talked to people that just make an app for veterinarians that work with thoroughbred horses in the field, right? Or there's apps for Power Pets that are I kind of feel like if you're going to customize QuickBooks Online, you should stop and go and see if there's an app at this point, because it's usually going to be a better solution for your client, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
In most cases.
Well, that's exciting.
I have a question before we let you go. What about Avalara? Are they?
It's coming.
Okay.
Yes. It's coming. It's going. So they'll probably have actually two offerings. Actually, when it's all said and done, they might actually have two products on Apps.com.
Wait, what happened? I thought they already had integration with desktop and QBO.
They have integration, but they weren't on Apps.com.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Very cool. Well, that's exciting, Dave. Any other news you want to share with the audience regarding third-party integration?
I think the important thing, especially if people come into QuickBooks Connect, so the developers are going to pitch their apps on Tuesday night during the pre-conference mixer. So there'll be a 2-hour session that night where that's open to everybody. So if you're there, get a drink, come and watch developers pitch their product, right? They're going to get about 5 minutes to pitch. I think it's about 3 minutes to pitch, and then judges questions. So kind of think like you've all seen the TV show The Shark Tank, right?
How do you not live for that show? How do you not live for it? Love that.
You can see it in person almost. It'll be kind of the same thing.
Who are the judges going to be? I want to know now.
So we're still locking that down. I think we have 3 confirmed. And so I'll probably announce that any day now.
Better ask good questions. That's all I'm saying. I will mock them if they don't.
You'll mock them.
I'm going to be honest about it.
Hey Leary, what's the criteria to be a judge? I want to be a judge.
We don't have criteria locked down.
I want to tell you, Leary, I wear my football jersey.
Still?
Club when I go watch football games.
I wear mine even though my name is spelled wrong.
So Leary.
So I do have a job for you though, Stacy, since you don't get to be a judge.
Oh, okay.
This is a practice though for maybe next year. Right?
Okay.
So do I go with the green jeans? Or the green kind of khaki thing? Which is the right color to go with?
I'm going to say green jeans.
I don't think the color's good here either.
Both? There's like 4 days of conference. Why don't you wear, or is this just for Hackathon on Monday?
I don't know. They're special. We have to decide. I'll figure it out.
I'm gonna go. The other ones look more of like a seafoam green, so I'm gonna go with the green jeans. They look a little darker. It looks like a more emerald green. I'm gonna go with those.
It's hard to, but then once you have the QuickBooks shirt there, it's not the same. So I don't know yet. So let's figure that out.
It doesn't matter. It's all good.
All right. So as long as I don't wash them, I'm afraid they're gonna shrink. And I'm in trouble.
Awesome.
Leary, I wanted to finish my story.
Okay. Sorry.
All right, you guys do this. I'm gonna mute myself because I have to do Q&A. It's started.
Okay. So I just want to say, David, that I wear my Intuit Brolin shirt, and the great thing about that is I can be neutral at the pub, right? So I'm not upsetting the Steelers people are the most serious. Woody's leaving. Woody's had it. It's just you and me, David.
All right.
But you can be neutral, and then at the same time you have your name on a shirt, so everybody wants to look at what the shirt, who's the team, right? Which is cool. And then they totally call me a nerd, and then they all start busting on me, which I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all.
Didn't they spend the rest of the time at the bar just asking you like football or QuickBooks questions?
They always ask me questions, and they were always like, "Will you do my taxes?" I'm like, "No, I won't do your taxes. I'm not doing your taxes. So go away." It's so funny, but it's fun, and I love that shirt, David. I love it.
I'm glad that you sport that and not a Tom Brady jersey. That's
Well,
right.
I have to sport a Tom Brady jersey. He was on the bad bucket list in the first probably 3 or 4 minutes on Sunday. I did post something on Facebook about he throws the ball like Marsha Brady on the Brady Bunch. Catches.
What are you talking about? I don't understand what that means. You know, he's probably going to be the senator of New York one day, so Buffalo, right, Dave? So be careful, man.
Probably. He's probably going to be the mayor of Buffalo.
Oh,
Right, he probably will be.
Wow.
I mean
Well,
Dave, good news though for you. You don't need to buy a beer. Remember we had that deal, and it looks like they'll either be even if they're 4-3 if Buffalo wins, New England loses to the Jets Thursday night, or New England will be 5-2, Buffalo will be 4-3.
Oh, that's right. Who was going to have a better record by QuickBooks Connect?
Right.
I forgot about our bet. You're right.
That's right, but you don't have to worry because I am not drinking. I won't be drinking a QBC. If you want to buy me a Sprite, you can. But recent stuff going on, I've kind of given that up for an indefinite period of time. So you're off the hook, buddy.
Well, I'll buy yours and just drink it for you.
Yes, please.
We'll
include it. Yeah, you can be yours, and yeah, that's funny. No, but good stuff. I have a friend that I support, Norm Miosi. He works for Intuit. He lives in Buffalo, and he was at that game. He goes to all their games. He's a huge Bills fan. Huge.
I was literally, the week before, was going to fly back to Buffalo for the game against the Patriots. Then that Monday night game, Tom Brady just got good, and I was like, forget that. I'm not going to fly back to watch Tom Brady crush Buffalo.
The Pats lost 2 key players, man. They got injured. They're out for the whole year. So we lost a running back and a safety or whatever. So that Buffalo game's always tough. But anyway, enough about that. I just wanted to appreciate you coming on the QB show. I mean, the whole 40 under 40 thing, we wanted to make sure we congratulated you publicly for that award. It was well-deserved. And I'm psyched you're out there because, there's such a good story with you with View My Paycheck that was so successful. So it makes total sense to me why you're having so much success in this role, trying to get cool apps hooked up to QBO. Can you talk a little bit about the end of the API or SDK? Are we allowed to talk about that live? Because, I know you said it's a year and a half off, but I get a lot of questions on it, and I want to make sure people aren't paranoid over nothing,
Yeah, so, I mean, I think Doug Slater may have summarized it best in one of the comments he made on the Charlie Russell's blog post, that maybe in 18 months it may not matter, right, at all. But right now it is a little confusing, but it's something that we haven't been leading up into. So if you go back to Slater in November of last year, right, so a year ago, that's when we announced, when we made the API free for QuickBooks Online, and then we stopped allowing new desktop developers to come on the platform. So if you wanted to get on apps.com, you had to integrate with QuickBooks Online, and we only let people that were grandfathered in for desktop be on apps.com. So we really haven't been letting new developers come on. And so then the API for desktop hasn't really been improved, the existing desktop API. It's kind of where it's at, and so now we're letting those people ride it out, but then we are going to actually end up in 18 months. So there's that timeline, that blog post about that. So the desktop developers, all of them are going to have to probably, if they want to continue with an integration to QuickBooks Desktop, they will have to build on the old QuickBooks Desktop XML SDK, the one that was been around for 15 years.
Which is fine, and it still works, right? And we're going to update that. Okay. I think Intuit in general, and like accountants and people like Stacy are out there, and people are going to keep moving to QuickBooks Online, especially if there's more apps, right? And so it's not it's not really a migration of QuickBooks Desktop to QuickBooks Online, right? It's a migration of QuickBooks Desktop to a suite of QuickBooks Online and a suite of 3 or 4 apps. That's a better solution, right? Than just having QuickBooks and then your
Desktop.
mobile. Right.
Yeah, and then your mobile, and then But so essentially,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
So essentially, it's an 18-month time frame, and then there will not be any more support for the QB Sync Manager.
Right, I was going to say the Sync Manager, so that's the thing. So they'll have to do it on the old one. Got it. That makes sense.
When is that going to be? Can I get the time frame? Because I have to know when to get a new career.
For the Sync Manager?
Yeah, just looking. I'm looking now. I need to know my options.
Sync Manager absolutely, positively kind of blows. I've heard nothing but complaints about it.
I use it every week to sync T-sheets to my desktop, and it kicks ass and takes names. And
Sync Manager's okay. I think Sync Manager's okay. Do we have a date?
On Unidata, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. I've just heard from other app developers that they're losing clients, because the Sync Manager is. So
they don't know what they're doing. That's what I have to say.
Right. I mean, the sync with QBO is behind the scenes. It's awesome.
You're going to get me all fired up. And I'm going to go
with
something different.
Yeah. So I think the big thing is that, and talking about the sync, that's going to give developers a couple options, right? So they're going to like if they're with the desktop API, everybody had to do the Intuit Sync Manager, which some people did not like at all. Some people felt it was unreliable. Some people felt like it missed customers. Obviously, Don's had a great experience with it, but it gets some of the fundamental concept of somebody's hard drive and their kitchen table being the source of truth for the cloud. It's kind of a very difficult thing to accomplish, right? But now developers, as they go forward, they're going to use the SDK, and they could they could use the web connector, right? Or they can build their own uploader of their own. Or they have options like people like Joe Dwyer's through Prepare, or Keith Palmer. Some guys have been around there for a long time that are really desktop developers. They have tools that people can use to upload data also. So there's a lot of different options.
Oh, yeah. There'll always be options. But, Don, the date is March 1st, 2016. You got a ways.
No. Gives me plenty of time.
Yeah, you got a ways. That's cool, Dave. Thanks for clearing that up, and that helps me too, because again, I get that question probably once a week now, and I just want to make sure they're understanding clearly and not overblowing it,
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
And the thing is, there's not. I mean, even if you go to apps.com right now, there's not a lot of developers that are using that API.
Yeah.
Right. They're mostly using the old SDK, so they'll be able to use the old SDK, right?
Yeah, that's not being touched. So that's where it's at. It's just there's a certain, like, I think we have like 49 desktop apps that are on app.com. Like, those developers are the ones that are really getting impacted, right? And those are the ones that, and then there's some people using it but apps.com, but those are the ones that this really applies to. But anybody who had a desktop integration and they never moved to the desktop API, they don't have to worry about this.
Nice. Okay, very cool. Good to know. Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah.
Anything else you got going you wanted to mention? I mean, we want to keep it going because we know you were doing other things. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what other big, obviously we're announcing a new API. We have a lot of other announcements that we're kind of not going to announce on Radio Free QuickBooks, I'm sorry, but on Wednesday we are going to have more announcements at our sessions at QuickBooks Connect. So I think we have 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 announcements going out.
Looking forward to that. A lot of announcements next week.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So, again, if you can't make it, make sure that you're following the QB Show on Twitter, on the Twitters, or on Facebook, and we'll make sure I'll be the roving reporter, and I'm going to be posting as much as I can. Leary, I want to thank you and your green jeans for showing up late.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No, for showing up. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I got to bust your chops a little bit. Dawn, Woody, I'm going to end the show because I have to get on and finish the Q&A. And I will see you guys Monday.
All right. See you guys. Take care.
Peace out.
I'll see you guys. Yeah, a couple days. Next time in California.
San Jose. Here we go.
San Jose. Awesome.
Bring your unicorn.
Oh, it's coming.
I bet. Love you, Leary.
Bye. I'll give you a hug next week, Don.
Okay, buddy.
Bye. Where'd I hang up at? I'm so confused.
No away thumb drives, no attachments. Get the files anywhere when you're permitted access. What's the matter? Frustrated with the hassle? Jump up in the cloud and join us in the castle. High up in the clouds and we're